Hello and welcome. Tonight we are starting a new campaign. So if you are just joining us or just watching this VOD, welcome. You haven't missed a thing. We've are going to be introducing new characters tonight. Ah, that's me. How do I? Which screen is it? Oh, you can't even hear that. That's even more nervous. I've muted my thing. Now I gotta find where my stream is talking. It's this one. There I was. That's funny. Anyways, sit back, enjoy. It's gonna be really stressful for me. I'm super nervous, as most DMs are, and yeah. So forgive me for any more of my epic fails. All right, are you guys ready yet, or no?
I mean, you can start. We're just uploading a token.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. So as
I
I
haven't got my voice down yet, but
oh that's
I'll get
fine.
there.
Most you guys remember me. Most of my voices are the same. So as a precursor, as I said with when we were doing the Waterdeep campaign, um, I'm going to be doing some writing. And just because I wrote it doesn't make it easier for me to read. I'm very southern and I struggle with reading. So forgive me if I stutter and have to start a sentence over. But here is the cold opener. Icewind Dale has become trapped in an everlasting winter. Blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world near impossible to cross. The land here hasn't felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even at what should be the height of summer. And this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blamed Auriel, the Frost Maiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop off and caravans coming from the south and traveling between settlements and this never ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite for winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourself, Tin Towns is the place to test one's merit and in the spirit of heroes who have come before, leaving your mark in this frigid land. As you all know, we are starting in Kar Koenig. Kar Koenig and consists of terraced rows of houses that recede from the shore of Loch Dineshire. Like the tiers of an amphitheater, the harbor is frozen, its docks skewed and broken by the shifting ice. The town has a nice, warm, friendly tavern named Hook, Line, and Sinker. Today, our adventures begin by trickling in one by one. And the first to enter is Blackthorn. Blackthorn, could you please go ahead and describe your character?
Uh, so my character is kind of human looking. There's a few features that kind of show that he's not exactly human. Very tall. Got a little bit of muscle to him. A couple scars across the face. Two around the eyebrow and one across his cheek and mouth. His nose flat. Kind of more animal looking. Leather armor, very kind of warm clothing, kind of tucked underneath it. Kind of wider, kind of silver eyes. Just gonna walk into the tavern.
Okay. So as you walk in, you are greeted by a half elf who hollers, um, "Welcome! Here, an ale on the house." And he hands you a half pint. And he says, "No need to know your business. Just have a seat."
How busy does the tavern look?
The tavern, it's not at its peak time. It's not night. It's probably what you think is late afternoon. I mean, again, no sun. So it feels late afternoon-ish. It's really easy to lose time here. So unless you have really a source of magic or a feat, you all of you easily get lost in the darkness of time, if you will. So you think it's probably late afternoon, and there's probably 3, 4 people that you're able to see with lots of open tables, and just a bard quietly playing in the corner. Just a lute, no song, just instrumental.
Uh, I will pick up the drink, raise it in acknowledgement to the bartender, and go find an open table to sit at. Enough to where I can kind of keep an eye on the door, but I don't have to have my back against the wall.
Okay. Yeah, you're easily able to find a chair kind of sitting in the middle of the room, with kind of clear views to kind of like keep an eye out. And about halfway through that drink, okay. I was about to say Josh. Josh isn't there. Sten, are you there?
Sure.
Awesome. You walk in. Tell us what you look like.
You see this very large, looks like a gray-skinned human, I guess. It's about, let's say, about around 8 feet tall. He's got got kind of a like chainmail armor, it's pretty kind of heavily armored, it got like colored with like a light blue and kind of silver colored, and he's got a kind of a Viking type helmet. Let me see. He's got a black beard, and he's got a shield and a warhammer.
Okay. So you walk in, and the half elf does the exact same thing. He very happily and cheerfully walks up to you, and he hands you a half pint, sticks it in your hands, and says, "Hi, welcome. No need to explain yourself. Have a seat and enjoy the evening."
Thanks.
And he just kind of goes back behind the bar and just kind of like tips his hat. As he's walking back to the bar, one of the patrons, which is a shield dwarf, kind of calls to him. Looks like they're probably asking for another ale, and he walks back and starts filling up a full pint at this point. So what do you do?
Gonna kind of stumble in here, probably bumping into people's chairs and stuff because I can't see very well.
All right. So you kind of get some looks. People probably are assuming you're drunk, which isn't out of the ordinary, especially in this little town at the hook, line, and sinker. But do you try to take a seat? Do you find an empty seat? Do you try to go sit with somebody?
I'll probably get a seat by myself.
Okay. All All right. So we'll say at this point there are still 3 empty tables for anybody that comes in. Josh, I was about to go to you. Are you good to go to
good.
now? Awesome.
I'm good.
All right. And then, you're sitting down. We'll say, Blackthorn, you are close to being done with your half pint at this point. It's been a good 20 minutes or so, assuming you're drinking casually and just kind of taking in the warmth of the tavern. Are you doing anything during that time, or are you just kind of sitting back and observing?
I'll gesture to the barkeep for another drink.
All right. He's going to ask, do you want a full or a half pint?
Let's keep it half.
Okay. So he fulfills the order, asks for 2 copper, and is happy to fulfill it. All right. And at this point, Elijah.
Elijah steps in. Elijah is wearing a lot of gray. He has a gray talberd, covering some sort of armor. He's walking with a staff. On his shield, there is a pair of white hands that are bound in red ribbons. He also keeps some red ribbons around his wrists. I think that's about it as far as description. He's got he's got a bowl cut and a mutton chops, and he's a human.
Okay. Same thing. As soon as you walk in, the barkeep walks up to you, says the same thing. Here's a half pint on the house. You don't have to explain yourself. He kind of looks at you for a moment, though. Kind of ponders for a moment. Just says, "Have a seat," and enjoy the warmth.
Well, bless you, brother. Bless you. May Ilmata take away some of your suffering.
Huh.
Delilah wouldn't have happened to have stopped by, did she?
No, that I don't think so. No.
Well, thank you for the drink. Sten.
Elijah.
I did not know that you frequent this town. I wasn't expecting to see anyone. How are you doing, brother?
Just got in about pretty much now, so how are you?
Doing well, making my rounds. Looking upon the needy, making sure they're comforted, taken care of. I didn't expect to meet you. I did not bring any fish today.
Oh, that's all right. I'm not here for business. I figured I kind of explore a little bit, see if there's any more of these towns that need help.
The suffering is in all these towns.
So my question is how loud are you guys talking right now? Are you guys kind of keeping it to your table, or are you just having a good conversation?
Just having a good conversation, I would think.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Sten, can I get the first roll of the evening, of the campaign, if you will?
Ooh.
Can I have you roll a perception check?
All
I thought
right.
you said, "Can I have the first rule?" And I was like, "Oh crap! Did I miss the rules?"
All right. I don't have a thing up there for it has usually on top for like that says advantage disadvantage thing. So all of my rolls are going to have that up there.
Oh,
So
yeah, no, you're fine.
yeah.
Yeah, we can change that
Yeah,
later
I'll have to
if
change that.
needs be.
All right. Yeah. So, wow, really great rolls. Way to start your new character. Um, you, you kind of notice as soon as you say, you're here to see if any of these towns need help. You notice the human setting off in the far corner, the shadowy figure, if you will, just kind of eyes you as you say that. And you don't really see him stop looking at you unless you make eye contact. Like if you look in his direction, then he kind of looks down and then he continues drinking. So
Hmm. I'm going to yell out to the guy, "Hey, got a problem?"
he doesn't even acknowledge that you've spoken.
Oh, all right. So, Elijah, how's your parents?
Oh, they're doing they're doing quite well, thank you. Their business seems, I mean, their retirement seems to be going fine. They're catching fish. Dad seems to be happy and all. So just their money's dwindling away, I guess. But it's kind of hard for them to fish with the lakes constantly freezing over. They constantly have to make new holes and such.
Uh, Sorry to hear about that. Yeah, my tribe's doing all right, I guess. You know, there's always going to be some dispute, but life among the Goliaths.
So, well, how's hunting faring? Is the game doing okay? Are the numbers out there dwindling as well?
Oh yeah, a little bit. Most time, we have to kind of kind of ambush the targets. We can't do it at the traditional hunting way anymore.
Well, I will pray for you, brother, and your clan.
Yes, thank you.
So Haley, if I butcher this, I apologize. Uh, while this conversation is going on, Elifiel,
Enough. Alethio.
Elifiel,
Yep.
Elifiel, Yell,
Alethio.
Elifiel. Okay, I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah.
Give me 3 sessions.
No,
But-
I'll give
but-
you 2. That's it.
Oh gosh, disadvantage for the rest of the evening. No, and by the way, Eric, your character's name gave me the hardest until I read it out loud. I was an idiot. I was like, "What the hell is your name?" Anyways,
It's
Elif-
pronounced Chris.
yeah,
Oh, God.
yes. No, I'm not kidding you. It really messed me up. I typed it when I was typing your message earlier today. I was like, "What the hell is this name?" I'm an idiot. Again, I struggle with reading. Elifiel.
Alethio.
Elifiel. During that conversation, you walk in.
Alethio comes in, looking really lost, glad to be out of the cold. He is a very dark-skinned looking elf with, of the skin that you can see, has white tattoos going down his face, has a mohawk pulled into a ponytail, is dressed in like leather and scale mail armor, and is kind of bundled up, kind of like nervously, like trying to warm their hands, looking around, like where am I supposed to be, kind of thing.
And like all the other people that have come before you, the barkeep walks up, a little surprised that he's got another person and that they are new. Hands you a half pint of ale, greets you, welcome. Have a seat. You don't need to explain yourself. Just relax and enjoy. And there are still 3 empty seats, chairs or tables, if you will. So if you'd like to sit there, you can. Or
Is there like a bar?
there is, but there isn't any bar seating. It's all
Okay.
tables. So
Is
it's kind of
there-
like open or standing.
A hearth? A hearth?
There is. There are. I'll say there are like wooden benches in front of like a hearth. There's a big like polar bear skin on the ground in front of it. Just kind of add to that extra warmth of the 3. Well, I don't know if I said 2, but we're gonna say now 3. Just kind of like in a circle with the logs. So if you wanted to sit there, you could, but there's no table or anything like that. It's just it's a place to get real close to the fire.
Heel's just gonna sit on the fur, like cross-legged, and like holding the mug, holding the pint in their hand.
Awesome, full on hippie, love it.
Yep, completely.
All right. So you're sitting there just sipping your drink. Is anybody kind of doing anything during this undetermined amount of time? It's that weird character meeting and getting everybody in one room for a reason. So I know it's very forced, but there's a reason.
I don't think so. I think I don't think Elijah's taking much notice, other than keeping looking at people as they come in and stuff.
Okay.
Blackthorn will pretty much just kind of eye the newcomer a little bit more.
Okay.
But mind his own business for the most part.
Sten's going to focus on his drink, and he probably finished it by now. Is going to put his hand up, and say, "Hey, barkeep," and keep him coming. And he throws a silver piece on the table.
Okay. Yeah. He starts bringing you pints at this point.
Elijah's drinking slowly.
Okay. When he walks up to you, and gives you that second ale, he just says, "Enjoy the line," and hands it to you.
Thank you.
And then, who wants to walk in first between the two of you?
Robbie does.
I feel like I would make Eric go first.
Would you?
I think so. That's why I was not gonna say Robbie, but I wanted to make sure I didn't want to speak for you, Robbie.
I did, but
So ultimately, they're walking in at the exact same time, but one goes first because 2 people, especially Robbie, can't go in the door at the same time.
I'm large.
Yeah.
this is where I describe myself.
Yes.
Sorry, it's my
Yeah.
first
No,
day.
you're good.
Okay. So I am a half elf, walking in looking really like exhausted and frustrated from the situation that I've been in for the past couple days, and just really, really tired. Not looking like someone that is used to being in situations like this. Is that it? Just pretend I'm not here, like that's possible. Just somebody that doesn't necessarily look like they've been in situations like this before, or like in this environment whatsoever, and seems kind of a little bit out of place, but has been long enough to seem like they're starting to get it, but really tired and exhausted and over it. That's because it's bad. I've been dealing with this while you weren't there. It's being what we call in the business a little bitch. I'm sorry, we're fighting.
Yeah, I
with
said, do you need help?
I'm getting help with Roll20. That's not being nice.
So I'm such a bad DM. I completely forgot we have character tokens, so we can show off what we look like. So to the top, with the purple border, that is Elijah. Next, as you all probably could tell, that's going to be Alefiel. Did I say it right? Alefiel?
Yeah.
Okay, yell at me every single time. And then Sten. And then that's Blackthorn. And then, sorry, Robbie, I got a little premature, but then there's Christoph. Or Christopher. See?
Christoph.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, your name has destroyed me. I was like, who is...
There's an umlaut there somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, who is Chris Offer? I was like, what is this crazy name? And then your last name is really kind of throwing me off. That's why I was thinking it was some like complete crazy like Swedish name, but no, it's just Christopher, and I'm an idiot.
Bjornen. It's Norwegian for bear. Nen.
Oh, okay, cool. And so you had finished describing your character, correct?
Mhm.
And then shortly after that, walks in. This is the one that's gonna kill me. Robbie, how do you say your name?
Ketik. Just say
Kitik?
Ketik.
Ketik. Okay.
Yeah, let's say that.
I in the military, basic training, I was in training with this Russian guy, and that's what's making me think of is Ketik. Okay. So this Russian creature, no. Robbie, describe what your character looks like.
Do you have state secrets lying around I can have?
American pig dog. No, I was Russian at first, but this is actually an Inuit word that I found, and I liked it better. But Ketik is a Loxodon, so an elephant man, but he's more of like a woolly mammoth kind of looking guy. He is huge. He's almost 8 feet tall. He's big and bulky. His head is kind of hunched over with that big sort of bump that the mastodons have on top of it. Covered in this kind of light reddish brown fur. He's got these kind of like embossed, almost like red tattoos on his face and down his trunk. And he's got these blue runes carved into his tusks. And he is covered in all sorts of furs and pelts and leathers. And on his back, he's got a bunch of random like gear and crap. And then also a huge maul, a huge hammer that is made of all these other kind of like mammoth tusks fused together.
So the barkeep, like everyone else, walks up. This time with 2 half pints in his hand. Kind of looking at you, Ketik. Did I say right?
Hmm?
Okay. Looks at you, kind of Ketik, and just kind of hands the ale off to Christopher, and then hands it to you, Ketik. Just kind of stares, but like, I haven't seen one of your kind in a long time.
I don't.
What's that?
I don't take it.
You don't take it.
I do.
Okay. So you take both of them?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I never ask, but I'm almost inclined to ask what you're doing here. But your business is your own. Enjoy the warmth and let me know when you need a third. And he looks at you and heads back to the bar. And what do you guys do?
Oh, a third.
Yeah,
this is getting weird fast. I drink one of them, like down it in one go, and then like set the other to the side. And is there any of those benches left?
Near the hearth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. I imagine Alefio is not very big and taking up space, So he's just kind of sitting there close to the fire, so you could definitely
Well,
approach.
I want to lay
Absolutely
down.
not on the bench.
Yeah. He's on. You said you're on the fur, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So all three are open.
I'm gonna lay down on one of the benches,
Okay.
and like, you know those depression naps that you have to have when you're alive in this time and age. I'm gonna like have one of those.
Okay. Kedek, what are you doing?
I will take out a few copper, like 5, and put it on the counter and nod to the guy, and then just go stand over by Chris.
So strange. I love it. All right. So everyone's just kind of here. You know, there's a human in the corner. There's a human bard playing, who's been playing just kind of lo-fi music, if you will. Just kind of just chilling. Just, it's not no songs, no ballads. Just kind of playing. And then there was the shield dwarf off to the side. And that was pretty much it. That's been here this whole time. So the room is mostly you all. You guys are very well spread out throughout the room. Does anybody want to try to spark up a conversation before an event, if you will, happens? Like I don't want to cut you guys short on anything that you may want to do. But if you guys are all just kind of happily staying warm and having some ale, that's perfectly fine too.
When Kedek enters, Elisha's gonna be like, "Oh, brother Sten, I thought you were the biggest person I've ever seen, but this gentleman here looks like he topples you."
Well, considering I'm usually around other Goliaths, I haven't really seen his kind before.
Nor have I.
Yeah, and honestly, and I'll let you guys know, that's pretty safe to say. I would say most people here in the group have seen or know of the Goliaths, and then everybody else's race is, well known other than Kedek. Kedek is an interesting unknown creature that maybe you've read about if you're well read, or very cultured, but if you aren't, you have really no idea what he is. So, all right. Does anybody have anything else that they want to do?
Leafiel is just gonna be really weird and just not even care about Kedek, just go to Eric's character and just be like, "Oh, are you okay?"
No, and then roll to my side. And then actually roll back over, grab the other beer down that, and then roll to the side again.
I elbow him.
What? Oh, sorry. It's been a day. Chris, and I offer my hand.
Oh, my name is Elifiel.
Elifiel, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So are you from around here?
Somewhere around here, yes.
All right. I guess we are too. That one definitely is, and I now am.
Okay, good day.
Good day. Roll over now.
Just scooch closer to the fire.
All right. Anybody with a passive perception higher than a 7, because I don't know what craziness you guys have.
How do you tell if that is the case?
Underneath your skills, it says.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just if you have like.
By default, I think everybody has a 10. So I don't know if anybody's got some crazy negatives in their wisdom. Because honestly, I've really gone hard over y'all's character sheets. But anyways, you guys have all kind of trickled in, and at this point, a female human walks in, who is in very heavy furs, without kind of giving it away, like ranger-esque type furs and with like a bow and quiver on her back. She walks in and immediately goes right up to the barkeep. As soon as she walks in too, the barkeep just kind of looks at her and kind of gives a defeated look, as in like, oh god, like kind of like when if you've seen like a parent watch their kid do something bad and then walk back to you like you know something's up.
Or a husband.
Yes, or a husband. Yes, yeah, that look of this isn't going to be good. And since nobody's really close by, I would say maybe the closest person would be Blackthorn. She walks up and immediately starts talking to the barkeep. Is anybody kind of observing this?
Oh, definitely. Chris is gonna be listening to everything.
Okay.
Yeah, Blackthorn would definitely.
So you're able to kind of like see the body language that's happening, and again the barkeep just kind of like hangs his head in frustration, and then pulls up like a bell, like a dinner bell type thing, one that you would be imagined to be rung for like last call. He rings it and just kind of announces to the room the lo-fi music stops, and if anybody kind of glances over, you kind of notice the bard starts to immediately put away his instruments and starts packing up. And the barkeep announces, "Finish your ale. You got 2 minutes to leave. I have to close down. Trovis has gone missing again." And that's when the half-elf girl turns out and just kind of says, "Again," and walks outside. What does everybody do?
Do any of us know who that is?
One person
Okay.
might. It would be Elijah, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Um,
Elijah might.
Elijah might. Give me like a history. I gotta remember 5th edition. What are even things that you can roll?
History.
There is history. Give me a history roll. You know it to be the speaker of this town. And with that high of a roll, you know a little about him. You know that he is a silver dragonborn. He has kind of a name for himself as being a retired adventurer. But that's pretty much all you know.
And that he goes missing.
Well, you know that he's now missing. You don't know that he goes missing. Well, now you do.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody here knows that this character, whoever this is, goes missing quite often. But you all only know that because this person's missing, you have a few minutes to finish your ale and leave.
So Chris is gonna get up and approach the bartender and go, "Is this the brewer?"
He's gonna look at you very confused. Who?
Well, I'm the brewer, the one that makes the ale, because I'm trying to figure out how him missing means the ale's got to stop.
Oh, an out-of-towner.
Yes.
Oh, Trovis is our speaker. So speaker Trovis is gone missing. He frequents the bar often and partakes heavily and takes home heavily.
You gotta close the bar because he's missing because your business is going to go away, or like?
Well, only a few people will take it amongst ourselves to go help.
Oh, you're gonna go help.
I'm one of
find
those
it.
people. Yes.
I get it now. So, if I help, will you give me more ale?
Absolutely. I don't see why
try
we
to come
couldn't
back.
put it on Trovos's tab.
Well, all right. I wasn't going for that, but now I am. You got yourself a help.
Well, why don't you go outside and speak with Anetta's, we'll call her Anetta's, and I guess she will gladly take the help.
Robbie, what's your name again? Kedek. I look over at Kedek and go, yeah?
Elifio, was that it?
Yeah.
You went back to the fire, right?
Yeah, I'm just scooched next to the fire.
I will take my trunk and pull one of my furs off of you, and then use that and like drape it over your shoulders and go, "Little one should stay warm," and then go join Kristoff.
He'll just like looks at this fur like, oh no, like almost looks horrified, and like immediately follows you.
What?
Just like doesn't say anything, but just looks at you like kind of like expectantly, like what's gonna happen.
I will look at Kristoff, or what was it again?
Kristoff.
Kristoff.
Chris for short, if you want. Chris,
Yeah,
if you're
that's
nasty.
Ooh,
Call me Miss Jackson. I look to Chris and go, "People need help."
Yeah.
Okay, we go.
You. I'm gonna look at a leaf field and go, you should have seen where that pelt came from. The last person was way hairier than this. And I walk.
oh, I like these people. Okay. I'm just gonna follow.
Right? Yeah. So the three of you guys are heading out. The other three, what are you guys up to?
I think
Blackthorn.
Jordan was about.
Yeah, Blackthorn's gonna just finish off his drink, and gonna go out to meet with the woman, ranger-looking woman.
Okay.
Sten's gonna go up to the bartender and said, "Hey, can I get my last pints for the road?" He's gonna take out a wine skin, have him fill it up.
Yeah, he'll happily do it, and then he'll hand you like 2 copper back because you didn't get a chance to use up your tab.
Mm.
And then Elijah.
Elijah will follow. Elijah still has barely drank
Okay.
any of his. Elijah would have offered it to Sten to see if Sten wanted to down it before we left.
Sure. Just kind of grab it and chug it.
Well, brother Sten, I suppose we should head out. Did you want to see if we can help in any way?
Sounds good to me. I mean, if someone's lost, I mean, sounds like they need someone to find them.
Well, all right then, brother. Well, we'll see you out there.
All right, so everyone's now head outside. As you guys get outside, Anitas is kind of standing there, and if you guys kind of like, do you guys speak to her? Do you just gather and wait? What do you guys do when you guys get outside?
Real quick, how do you spell Anitas?
So again, if this is horrible, I apologize. It's Atenas, Anitas.
Cool, thanks.
Okay. That's always my problem with these books. I'm like, crap.
Well, the books don't make it easy. It's
I
like,
know.
well, we start at the beginning with Fordcon Ferdinand.
Yes. And then like there's like a we'll say a geographical location. It's called Kelvin. Like, why couldn't that be a character's name and then Anitas be like that geographical location?
We have Fernbin Sturmhermer
Yeah.
from Craig.
Oh, there's a lot of weird like Swedish names in here too. Like Swedish chef is all Herbert Herbert. I'm like,
and
then-
then Hale
yeah.
from
Yeah.
Jeremy.
and then my problem is it's like if I don't go by that, the next time they get referenced in like 2 chapters from now, I'm like, I'm not connecting the dots. So, anyways, what did you say you were doing, Chris?
I'm definitely talking to her. Like, so
Okay.
this is the person I was told to talk to you to find the guy to go back to drinking.
She just kind of smiles. I guess if that's what Glenn told you.
Well, like not per se, but I feel like that's a means to the end of being able to drink more and be by a warm fire, which I could really use right now. So
Warm fire is very good.
yes, they are good. I want them. So I want to find whomever this is
So
with you.
about this point, everyone would have walked out, including the bard, which walks off, doesn't really say anything to anybody. The human, my shadowy character in the corner, if you will, walks off. But the shield dwarf and Glenn, as you know him now as the barkeep, are standing by, kind of waiting to get to work, as well as the 6 of you. And Glenn will now speak and just be like, I think these 6 were willing to give us a hand. And Anita says, good. Well, they need to stick together because clearly, and especially looking over at, I always got to pull, I had to have my character sheets up. Kedek, they are not from here. So you all need to stick together because the last thing I want is to be looking for you after we find him. Does anybody object?
Oh,
Does anybody say anything to this motion? You guys just kind of look around
Oh,
at each
I
other
have-
and be like, sure.
Well, I have no problem with that.
Blackthorn will just kind of give a slightly offended huff in response to that.
I will.
I am trying to control myself as Haley, not to bother Jordan right now.
You see
Just
a
wait for
character
me to
that's
wait for my
standoffish.
time.
Just wait for the right opportunity to make that like an in-character thing where like you can fuck with Jordan.
Exactly.
The opportunity will come. and
Yet
it'll be
another
glorious.
campaign. Fuck with Jordan.
I will just kind of pat Kristoff on the back a little bit and kind of shove him forward a step and go, "Hey, we help."
Oh, well, that's why we went out here. Yeah, we help.
All right. Well, they just look at you and say, good luck. If you don't find him in a couple of hours, come back to the tavern, see if we found him. And they just start walking
we
off in
did.
the snow.
Was this how we do it?
This is how we do it.
And so just to give a point of reference, you guys are here, and they started heading north.
Is the lake frozen over?
The lake is frozen over.
Okay. And
Would
we're
there
on
be-
one of the northern. We're in one of the northern towns, correct?
Yes. In fact, it's easily stated that you are in the most northern town. I take that back. Lonelywood is technically a little bit more northern here. I will pull up the world map. Let me see where that one is. Okay. This one. It is this one. To give you
You're
a
still
little...
on the town map.
Yeah, no, sorry, no. I was pulling up before I moved you guys there, so I didn't spoil anything.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's see here.
See Josh's guy.
Oh yeah, let me delete him. So that is where you guys are right now.
Okay.
There are towns here that some of you know of, so that is technically the most northern. But you guys, oh, you know what's funny? There's a dot that didn't get pointed in. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. That's the actual location. So, and then you guys can see the giant lake and how it's mostly frozen over.
And I'm sorry, I was a little distracted. Did they say where he was, or where they suspected he was, or did they give any indication where to go?
Nobody
Not.
technically asked. So if you would
Okay.
like to mulligan a little bit and be like, I wanted to ask, but if you're now just trying to figure out as a player, nobody asked.
Yeah, sorry, I was doing something else at the time. Can I mulligan that? Is that all right?
You absolutely can. So role playing from that moment before they've left.
Before they left, I go, where do we start to find this man?
Anita's kind of responds, well, he's been keeping watch, and he's been posting usually in town. We found him once out of town, following footsteps that led to nothing, but usually he's in town.
Can I join too? Because I was peeing.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, anybody's
I know
welcome
that.
to join now that you guys have had the conversation.
So does he normally run off on his own when that stuff happens, or is this something that, you know, I'm assuming he runs off a lot, the way that you guys are saying it.
He takes guard duty of finding these thieves a little seriously and maybe drinks a little too much. We love him. We think he's great, but
But you find him passed out in a snow somewhere a lot.
Yes, unfortunately.
Is he like? Oh, go ahead.
What thieves?
Well, that's what he's trying to find out. We don't know. People just keep stealing things from us.
Something that only he knows about, or everyone else knows about this too? Like it's an actual thing?
No, it's an actual thing. For instance, give me a second. The lantern over the northern light was stolen.
How will you feed your families? Do you find him in the same place a lot, or do you like find him in different places every time you find him?
Different places. That's why we have to walk. She kind of blushes a little bit. She's she kind of says, I've been looking for him all morning. I haven't found him. That's the reason I've asked for Glenn and Jarthra's help.
You don't have any like patterns of where he ends up and common haunts of his. It's pretty much everywhere or nowhere all at once.
Does he normally go north, or do you think he might be frequenting another town?
When was last time you saw him?
Glenn will answer both questions. Glenn sarcastically says to Kristoff, the snow is where we usually find him. And no, he's always stayed within town. Other than the one time he was found outside of the city limits when he was chasing what he thought were tracks, but they didn't see any, and they think he was just hallucinating or drunk.
When we get back, that ale that made him hallucinate, do you have any more of that?
You've already been drinking it.
Okay, good. I want more of that.
Where does he reside?
You mean like his home?
Yeah.
Who would answer that question? Anitas would say, at the house southern to the ruined car.
The ruined Karn?
Car. It's
Car.
like castle. It's like, I think it's like a Sweden.
Oh, Kristoff's gonna whisper, I didn't know they had cars in this world.
Beep. Be a lot easier to get around.
Well, when he takes upon this this watch or guard duty, does he just like walk a perimeter, or does he station himself in one particular spot?
He'll pick a post and stay, and then pass out unless he stumbles upon something, like the night he was following footsteps.
You know, I mean, you go and drink a little bit. Sometimes a brisk walk seems pretty good, and then you go and take it, and you don't get home until everybody thinks you're dead.
Why does this man wish to die? Is he suicidal?
They just kind of look at you, kind of giving you a pondering look at that statement.
Like, so does Chris. Like, wow, holy shit.
The items that were stolen, were they just a variety of items? Were they all over town?
I apologize. Oh, cool. Well, over the last few nights, we have lost the lantern taken from the local inn, a pair of goats, and that Glenn will say a pair of goats stolen from my tavern. And then Anitas will say a small sack of pearls carved into decorative beads, and they've gone missing from her store.
You own store?
She says yes, the local like merchant outfit or adventuring outfit.
General store?
Yeah, general store. There you go.
Was there any specific use those pearls had? Like, what was the... Tell me about those pearls, because it doesn't sound like something a thief would steal in all of these things. It sounds more animalistic, except for the pearls.
That's just decorative pearls.
There's no significance whatsoever about like them magically or...
Nope. And then the shield dwarf will chime in. The only thing of magic was the lantern from the local inn.
How'd that work? What was the significance of that?
It was just a changing color light lantern that always stayed lit.
That's weird for thieves, right? Nobody else thinks that's weird for thieves to steal like random trinkets?
Maybe
there's not a lot of money in that.
Maybe steal lantern to see other things.
So out of character, Chris, your character would think so, yes. Anybody from the north, so like Elijah, Blackthorn, not to give too much away, you two would probably think this to be kind of normal. A lot of the residents up here are kind of criminals from the south that are up here hiding, and so petty thief kind of happens a lot. In fact, Elijah, you even know of one city that it is common law. It is legal to pickpocket. So like stealing isn't so taboo as it is through the south. So yes, Chris, you're like this kind of seems odd of a bunch of random stuff being stolen.
All I'm saying, these are obviously phylacteries in the making, and there's a lich on our hand.
Y'all think what you want to think, but
See, Robbie, I made 2 references like I know what I'm doing.
I neither confirm nor deny that there's a lich.
Level 1, and
Yes.
we're gonna go take down a lich. You
Yeah.
guys.
Hell yeah.
Right. That's what we're gonna do.
It's just a bunch of ice zombies. You'll be fine.
Yeah, at the end of the campaign, we're up against a god.
I do suppose that some folks just get in the habit of stealing and are unable to give that up.
Oh yeah, I saw a shady figure in tavern. You think he's a possible thief?
Who are you saying that to?
Elijah.
I just
Okay.
had a thought that was horrible dad joke, and I have to get out of my body. I'm so sorry. But would you really consider stealing the goats theft? Because I'd consider it kidnapping.
My God.
Okay, I'm done. I promise.
You waited too long.
Yeah, they were mature goats.
Are you pulling my goat?
If you have a hunch, I did. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Oh no, Stan! I don't believe I saw any shady figures in the tavern.
Hmm. Well, I'll keep an eye out if I see him again.
Very, very well. So I usually just stay in the towns. I usually just travel from one town to another. Venturing out further is something I'm not accustomed to, but I would gladly accompany you all. But I will let you all make the decisions on tracks and finding of things.
Well, let us not forget there's ale on the line here, so quicker we get in, the quicker we get out, and the quicker we get to drinking.
Well, I'm more concerned about the person that might be suffering out here in the cold. But
Well, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander and gets me drunk. Either way, we're gonna get there.
I like this half elf.
I imagine you do, Sten.
And with that, the three of them are gonna
Ask
say,
one more question.
"Okay, yes."
Alethea is gonna ask, so where have you already looked?
Anitas will say, she's already looked at his home because she's been checking on him lately. Here, I'll just say it. So I checked his home, and he is not there. And well, I came right to the hook, line, and sinker immediately because it's too cold, and I don't want to be exploring on my own.
I just lose internet.
Before you
I mean,
go,
I still hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
your
yeah.
audio is still quite crisp.
Crispy.
Everything went silent for a while. So if anybody said anything before I
No.
said what I
So
said.
all she said was she's checked the speaker's house, and
okay.
because she's been keeping an eye on him because this has happened a lot lately, especially with the uprise of the thievery and him posting guard. She's kind of been keeping an eye on him, and she immediately came over to the tavern.
As she's like trying to end the conversation, you're worried about him, aren't you? Has he changed since is there been a change in his behavior, or is there a reason to worry? Because you seem a little extra worried.
She says no, only because I'm only worried because I just don't want him to get lost, and yes, he is a silver dragon, but the cold can't be good for everybody. So eventually it has to hurt him, no matter what he says.
We'll find him.
So,
Oh, great suffering God, please look over these people as we try to find their friend.
If we're gonna
Ezekiel
be
just looks
friends,
over, like really, like kind of paranoid, like oh no, at Elijah, just
Chris
like
is
oh no, oh no.
Chris is gonna
Oma
look at
told me
Elijah.
about these people.
Like, if we're gonna be friends, you're not gonna be like making me wait every time I need to eat, right? Because I can't do that.
Oh no. You're more than welcome to start eating before our prayers. The
Oh, I will. Okay.
prayers will take effect whether you're eating or not.
Well, I will be eating. Just walk.
The good patient God cares not whether when I pray.
Oh my God, Elijah!
And the three of them are just gonna kind of like awkwardly walk away. And they head north.
So, out of character, in the beginning of the campaign, you mentioned sacrifices. What are those? Are they like just like human sacrifices, or what?
Yes. So anybody who's been in the towns of any period of time, so my Outlanders, you know who you are. You probably wouldn't know this information very well. But yes, there are 3 common sacrifices, and each town has chosen which sacrifice they are willing to make. The 3 sacrifices are humans, a humanoid sacrifice. So the speakers have come together, and at every new moon cycle, they do a sacrifice. And so some towns have done humans. Some towns have gone without food for a day. Others have gone without warmth. It depends on what the town is really able to give up. So if the town is very small, they're not likely to give up more of their residents. So some of the larger towns are the ones sacrificing the people. The food are the ones that are a little more well off, that they can go without food, and then the smallest and the worst off of locations give up warmth for a day.
So it runs the spectrum from Lent to Purge.
Pretty much.
Give up warmth. Does that mean they just don't light the fireplace, or like they go stand outside naked? Like
towns that can't bring themselves to give up their people or their food forsake warmth for a night. No fires are lit between dusk and dawn, forcing locals to share body heat for warmth. Anyone who dares to light a fire is savagely beaten.
So it's not really like warmth that's outlawed, it's fire.
Yes, which is warmth.
I'm assuming they lose their people too, just they don't realize it.
Well,
Or they get real
don't
kinky
light a
fires.
fire. Well, maybe they're replenishing their people.
Yeah, we have to huddle together.
Yeah, that's a good way to keep warm.
We'll go to the town pile. Oh, sorry.
Town pile.
Ew. Get grandma in there. That's a whole lot of things you don't want to see.
Oh no, Alderman Jenkins is on the top of the pile again. This is gonna be another one of those. Sorry,
Yeah, he's on top of the pile. His balls are on the bottom. But if anybody who is from a town and you wish to know what your sacrifice is, message me on Discord and I'd be happy to let you know. But you outlanders don't know necessarily this information, but you will come to find out.
Dramatically so.
So what happens to these human sacrifices though?
They get burned at the stake.
Oh,
Oh,
I guess
So-
it's one way to keep warm.
Yeah, so it's very what's that movie with the adventure Hunger Games? It's very Hunger Games-esque. There is a drawing and everyone's name is put into the drawing, and if your name is drawn, you are burned at the torch.
It's Hunger Games as it was done in Massachusetts.
yeah.
I can understand that. All right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. No. It's not burned. I apologize. I thought it was burned. The unlucky person whose name is drawn is sacrificed at nightfall. The ill-fated soul is stripped bare and either tied to a pole or sent into the tundra to die.
Wow, that's worse than being burned.
Actually, I'd take that over being burned alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry.
Yeah, freezing to
I
death,
mean-
you just fall asleep.
Yeah, like with fire, like your nerve endings are just everything hurts, no matter what. So
Yeah, but it's really dramatic, you know.
Yeah,
when you
I
go
think
out with-
if
Oh,
I had to
gotta
pick,
go
I
with
would pick
drama.
fire
Okay.
because the cold lasts. Like, yes, you're feeling it, but that's it. Then you're done. You've
I
burned
don't
alive.
have to deal with frostbite on my dick while I'm waiting to fall asleep to death.
Exactly.
I never think about what happens beforehand.
It's like, I don't know. It's like suffocating and knowing that you're gonna suffocate. It's like you're in a room and the air is going out and you're like, don't know when it's gonna happen, but you know. Like, that sucks. I don't know. Anyways, enough of this horrible deaths. Thanks for bringing up the sacrifices.
Yeah.
Any other questions before you guys head off to go freeze to death?
Nope.
Mm.
All right.
So he stays in town, but he just kind of wanders off.
He
Well,
finds like tracks of the thieves.
yeah. So, and if it wasn't
I'm-
clear, I'll paint the picture as the DM. So, what he's doing is there are people they don't know who's stealing, and so he's doing a stakeout, if you will. So he'll pick a location that he thinks these criminals are going to be or will have been or whatever, and he's staying there, keeping quiet, keeping silent, because he is not affected by the cold as much as everybody else, and he'll stay and wait and watch. And what you've gotten is he usually passes out drunk and doesn't have any good information when he wakes up, but he keeps doing it because he's the speaker, and by gone it, he's gonna find the thief. Because what else? is
Probably
he gonna do?
reliving his old adventuring days.
Probably say so. But either way, you could also make out from the conversation that even like the local businesses love and adore this man, and they look after him, and so they're willing to lose business when business is tough to come by to make sure he's okay. So
But the long and short of it is when he's on his little stakeouts, he gets drunk and ends up being found in those stakeouts, wherever they may be. It's not.
yes, yeah.
Okay.
So the likelihood that you will find tracks and follow him, not so much. It's pretty much you got to go find him in his hiding spot.
And nobody knows where his last one was.
No, he hasn't really been saying. And a lot of that's, you could probably, if you have a high enough like intellect, probably think that maybe it's because he's not trusting of every single person. And so, hey, if you tell them where you're going to be, that's not where you're going to go if you're the criminal. So he's trying to be secretive about this because, you never know. Everyone's got their deep, dark secrets appear in the north.
What? We're supposed to have secrets?
I don't. I'm
Man.
an angel.
Obviously, with a character like that named Chris.
Mind freak.
Oh my god.
His last name means bear, and we all know what that means.
Oh my goodness.
Leather.
All right, so with that being said, you guys are here. Where do you go?
Right before we head out, Elijah will cast Goodberry and hand one to each person.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
And so that everybody knows, including myself, what does that mean?
I am handing out one berry to each person, and if you need to eat it, you can get back 4 hit points. It also provides enough nourishment to sustain you for a full day.
That's a good berry.
Very good.
Mine, it's usually just 1 hit point, but because I'm a life cleric, it does 4 hit points. And Elijah will be like, I know we're going to be staying in close proximity to each other, but if anybody's feeling weary, just eat this berry and it should help you.
Well, I guess it's better than eating each other.
Yeah. Yes, Sten. Very
This is
much
gonna
so.
give Sten one hell of a look. Like, oh, you went from 0 to 100 awful fast there, buddy.
You are a cannibal.
And to make it clear, unless you guys can tell me otherwise, this will be used as a bonus action in combat to eat it. So,
Okay.
and that'll be until I decide if it's too broken. I don't think it will be, but I just want to make sure that everyone kind of understands. It'll be a bonus action right now.
It's a good berry, not a great berry.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's not an amazing
Okay.
heal, but it's a good heal.
It's
So.
okay.
It's okay.
Alethea is going to look horrified at this berry, but still pocket.
As it mashes and messes up your pants in your
Beautiful.
pocket. No, I'm joking. So where do you guys go? Where do you guys want to start heading?
Blackthorn's pretty much, he's going to take the berry and start walking off.
In which direction?
He's going to head towards the speaker's residence, the house, his house.
Okay.
We were just told not to split up.
Not my problem.
Well, okay.
Are
All right.
there any, like, we're in the middle of town, right?
I mean,
Kinda.
you're off to the side here. You're here at the ping.
Okay. Are there any tracks going off in the distance, or like, because this is all a pretty walked area, right?
It's a decently walked area, and also to keep in mind, like the weather's worsened. There's been a decent amount of snow that's come down. There are tracks, but unless you are really an expert tracksman, it's going to be really hard to decipher what is new, what is old, other than the obvious, the 3 that just walked off.
Right.
Like, I might be using the word wrong, but it's like a dusk of air. Like it's not coming down. It's a shower of snow, if you will. So it's not a lot, but it's enough to kind of keep accumulating over a while.
Okay.
We got some flurries.
Yeah, a little bit of wind too, so it's and then in a city with a decent amount of people walking, you don't think you're going to be able to follow tracks.
I will follow Blackthorn, and I will keep an eye out for anything that kind of seems out of the ordinary.
Okay. So there are 3 logical paths to the speaker's house. One of them is to head north and to circle around. So heading, how do I do the drawing of shape? How do you do the lines again?
You can do freehand,
Oh, it's this measuring tool.
Like that?
or you can do that.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So I was gonna say there's this route to go. You could just go straight over to it, right? Because this is where it is. Or you could walk and loop up and heading on the main roads. So obviously this is all hills and an incline of snow. Which way do you guys choose to go?
Were you clicking on things and pointing?
Yes, could
Yeah.
you not see it?
Nope.
No, I did not.
Show others. Interesting. Okay, so I'll just draw. Draw freehand. So this is Route 1. And
Still
this is
nothing.
what? Oh, you know what it is? Control Z.
What it is?
I'm on the GM layer. So here, I should be able to
You're
do
on the
this.
secret.
Can you
map.
see this?
Yes.
All right. So this is the most direct path, but you go up a hill. This route could get you there, and that's heading north. And then there's the heading west, which would lead you down the main path, which would have you doing all of this. Which way are you initially heading, Jordan?
I'd say I'd follow the north route.
Okay.
Up.
All right. So I know Kedek is following you.
Mhm.
Probably safe to assume Chris is following as well.
Also following Kedek.
Okay, and then
And
Sten.
also yeah. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, you're fine. And then Sten and Elijah is what I need to know about. I see Elijah's gone. So Haley, tell me what you were gonna tell me.
Oh, I was also gonna side-eye Elijah as well. Like, kind of hoping he comes with us.
Kind
yeah,
of.
Elijah's
Only
gone.
kind of hoping.
I would assume Elijah would try to stay near the middle. Near the middle or the back.
Okay.
And request that Sten stays near the back. Or, well, near the back in case anybody comes up behind us when we start traveling more outward. Not too worried about it in town.
Okay.
Hmm.
So Jordan, it seems like you were leading the way. So why don't you go ahead and tell me what you were doing, and then if anybody wants to deviate from Jordan's plan, you guys let me know.
As we're walking over, I tried to keep an eye out for anything strange, but once we get to the speaker's house, I'd like to see if the door is open. Or
Okay.
if I'm able to open the door.
All right. So give me a perception as you're walking. All right. As you're walking, you see several houses. The majority of them have smoke coming out from their chimneys. You know, in all reality, it just looks sad and grim. A lot of the way there's not anybody out on the streets. There is no children running around and playing. You don't hear people talking. You're in a city and it's dead silent with the occasional, like, maybe door closing or something falling and dropping and echoing through the area. But it's very eerie. You're in a town, it's silent, and you're hearing nothing but wind. But that isn't unusual. The only issue you run to, you have no idea which house is the speaker's house. All you know is it is a house near the ruined car. And despite the map that you can see where it looks like there are ruins, they are actually covered in snow and you're not able to see them. So you as a player don't know necessarily that that would be the speaker's house. So as you are walking, there's nothing to tell you otherwise that that is the speaker's house. Because you don't know where the actual ruin is. So you kind of keep walking. Does anybody want to do anything with this information, or as you just kind of keep walking? You are we'll say that at this point you guys have all walked. Sorry y'all, I'm gonna.
Should we be calling out his name?
Whereabouts are we again?
Give me a second. I'm deleting all of the.
That's okay.
Thank you. If whoever's that was, I apologize.
That was me, but it's okay.
I appreciate that. I just didn't want to add any kind of confusion. We will say that you guys are all here now. In fact, here, I'm going to use Blackthorn's token as he is leading the way. So
He's the face of the party.
he's the face of the party.
Aw,
Yay!
So this is about where you guys are right now. You guys have kind of circled around. You have anybody with decent perception kind of understands you're now heading south. You know, you can at least identify that, you know, this is only a few thousand feet that you've gone. So you can understand you're kind of going in the circle. You can also look down, see the lake. You might be able to even identify from up here, kind of looking down, seeing the tavern a little bit. So you know you're now heading south.
Is there any house that like there has a chimney that there's not smoke coming out of? I assume if people are home, they've.
Ooh, good question. Roll me a perception check. Yeah, you notice about 3 houses in the area that you're able to kind of see, which I will say you're able to clearly see about 200 feet. So, or we'll say 300 feet. So any of these kind of houses around here, there's, what was my number? Did I say 3?
Yeah.
There's about 3 that don't have smoke coming out of the chimneys. One of which is the largest house on the block.
Speakers have big houses.
Probably.
I mean, I'm asking this in character.
Oh, okay.
My character doesn't know. I'm just asking everyone else.
Probably helps the acoustics.
He's speaker.
Oh, you are
We gotta-
right.
Well, I would have presumed that the speaker would be more well off than the rest.
And we would say standing behind you is a very large, prominent building. Not super well kept, but none of these houses really are. But there is no smoke coming out of the chimney, but the majority of the snow is cleared off of the wooden steps heading up to the front door. So it would be safe to assume somebody does live there.
Not the other houses that don't have chimneys. Do they look like that they have been lived in?
Yes.
Okay.
Same things. You know,
Mhm.
the porches are cleared off for the most part. But
Chris is gonna ask the group, like, forgive me, but I'm not from around here. What's a speaker? Like, what do they do other than speaking? I can pretty much infer that part.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm from the mountains.
Well, I would. They seem to be more like a council member or of sorts.
Like an alderman.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. So public money, maybe not the biggest house, just a fairly decent house.
I'm gonna go up and start knocking on the door of the big house.
Thump, thump, thump.
Okay. Boom, boom, boom.
Trick or treat.
It better be a treat. Oh, it looks like I have a party of adventurers.
Greg, get the Snickers, the good ones,
Yeah.
the name brand.
Looks like we got a couple of elves, an elephant-looking thing. That's interesting. Ooh, look at this tall gray-skinned man. He's strong. Bunch of fools.
Oh, what are you supposed to be? Oh, bless your heart. You must not have had money for a costume. Here you go anyway.
Nobody answers the door.
Can I
Look
try
through the windows. Like, not even trying to hide, like, just walking straight through the snow, trying to peek into a window.
Yeah, you're able to look in. It's still dark, and it's dark outside. It's dark in the room. There's no candles lit. It's hard to see, but you see furniture. But that's pretty much it. You're not seeing any movement. You're not seeing anything.
I walk back to the group and just be like, this person has furniture.
Ooh.
Robbie, what were you gonna do?
Is the door locked?
The door is locked.
I'm gonna kick it down.
Oh my god, we're out the
Oh.
gate.
Okay.
We have a rogue in the party?
Yeah, we also have a battering ram.
Yeah, this is it. We have a battering ram.
We have a couple.
How are you going about to bash the door in?
Just kick it, pull up my leg, and wham.
Wait.
Give me a strength check.
Not athletics.
I'll give you athletics if that's what you would like.
Yeah. Fuck.
You hit it, and it like splinters a little bit, and it's you get like a hinge a little bit, but it makes a loud noise that kind of echoes, and it kind of hits the frozen lake, kind of like bounces back. So it is a very loud noise.
Make luck.
Perhaps we should try another means.
Yeah,
if we
perhaps
do
we should
find
not do
him-
that.
I mean, if we do find him, he will need his door in good working order to help shelter out the cold.
Can I search around for like a hidden key, like under the doormat?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me.
It's very egalitarian. He's not just gonna be pissed because he spent money on the door. He's actually gonna need it for like health reasons. So
Give me a perception check or investigation. You can do investigation, whichever one you want.
Either way.
Either way, it's a 1. It doesn't mean it's a fail. You rolled a 7, which is really good. Because I know you got good perception. But you don't see anything. It's everything's covered in snow. You're trying to pull up boards, and really nothing's kind of coming up. Not really seeing
Getting
anything.
frustrated.
Yeah.
Just like, there's so much snow. Why is there so much snow?
Chris is gonna run to the window though to see if that extra noise woke anybody up and there's any sign of like people in there. Still.
Give me a perception check. And does anybody have a 15 or higher perception check?
Passive
Like
perception.
Passive?
Yeah, sorry, passive.
I have a 15.
Elijah has a 15 passive.
All right.
Got a 16.
Anyone with a 15 or higher notices that the house across the street has opened its blinds, like the wood shutters, from the inside to see what that noise was, because it was extremely loud and really close to them. And so the very old man nosiness, you guys are noticing that the neighbors are observing you and your actions now.
Can I wave at them?
You certainly can.
Definitely
Who's
gonna
gonna
wave at them.
The
We're
moment
taking a poll. We're trying to find the political situation here.
We're
Would you
taking
like to take
census.
yeah, the
Census people are
moment
really
you wave and
serious.
acknowledge them, they shudder very violently,
Ugh.
like they were caught.
officers?
I'm gonna go over and knock on their door.
I love how subtle and not intimidating that is.
Actually knock, or like knock how you were doing before.
Normal knock. Not with my foot.
Okay. So real quick, so Chris, you were looking inside to see if of that noise, if anything had stirred. It does not seem that it affected anything in the house. So Robbie, you go knock, and just like the previous house, you get no answer.
Did we see what kind of person was in there?
It would be hard to make out. I mean, it was clearly a humanoid,
Old man.
skinny. You don't know. You don't know if it was a human, well, half elf. You don't know what it was. You don't know male
Get
or
out of here!
female.
We'll gut you like a fish. We have you surrounded. We want you now.
So, you're not getting anything with the knocks, and all the windows at this point have been closed.
Why is this tribe like this?
I think we have this thing in, like societies around here called discretion, and what people don't do is break open other people's doors when they want to see them.
Elifio. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Oh no, that was it. Like I was just making that point.
With your perception score, you're able to notice through the very thin cracks in between the woods, the lights have gone off.
Oh, we know you're in there. I saw you at the window. You didn't wave back. That was kind of mean.
I really hope we're getting information here and not harassing people.
We just want to know where the speaker is. Thank you.
Ooh. Okay. My first roll, and I gotta see if this is gonna be hidden. Do you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanna.
We
heard
don't
it.
see the 9 if that's what
Yep.
you're asking.
Yeah. I do want to hide my rolls. Let me see here. Oh, those are handouts.
If you're doing it from the dice roller, just click the GM thing on top.
Oh, and that'll hide it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
Yep.
good to know. No, I'm kind of looking for. I think it's just gonna be 10s anyways. Oh, those are art. Wait, why do you keep doing this, creature? I gotta get used to. My tabs with the pre-roll stuff. Do I not have a C? There it is. Okay. Yeah. So then I need to see if these are all hidden because I'll need to go in and make it my. Do we see
If
that?
it's a character sheet,
No,
it should
cool.
stay at the top.
Cool. You guys don't see that. It actually doesn't say at the top, but it is in my bio. So let me see here. I gotta figure out. I apologize. I haven't played D&D in a very long time, so I. Okay, cool. I did roll the right thing. Cool. Yeah, Alifio, even with that, with your acknowledging that you are looking for the speaker, you don't get anything. You don't get anything back.
Ezekiel just kind of frowns. Just sad. Like, why would he be so mean?
Okay. Anything else from y'all?
Maybe we should go to different shops, look around there.
If you were gonna stake out a thief, where would you go?
Well, he was staking out at shops, in taverns, in inns.
Right. You'd think if you're gonna stake out a thief, you'd go where a thief would go. So where would a thief go? Shops, taverns, goats.
He might have a log about all this,
Mm.
even if he was drunk. So
You want to go in and just to find out? And
Sure.
Chris is gonna wiggle a pair of thieves' tools in his hand.
that's what I'm thinking. Get in his house, see if he has any sort of hint as to where his next post was going to be.
Well, by all means. I'm gonna try and get in.
Okay. Give me a thieves' tools check if that's what you're doing.
I click the button that says thieves' tools.
Yes.
Okay. It says attribute. What do
Dexterity.
I?
Dexterity.
Dexterity. Boom.
A little go at it and snap.
For you, will it always be dexterity?
Okay.
Yeah.
Dexterity for like rogues and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or is okay.
I mean, it's a dexterous act.
The dexterous
Okay.
act.
You can change that in your character sheet. I can explain to you how later.
With the little gearbox thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little gearbox, and then it will have. Let's see, I don't have any tools on mine, so I can't see exactly. But there should be a thing that says the attribute, and right now I think it has like a question marks or a line.
Query for mine as
Find
Oh,
the
query,
question
query,
and
okay.
answer it. Okay.
you can select just
So
like
you can
straight
select it to
dexterity.
Dex, and
And
it'll
it'll
always
always
use
do it.
Dex then. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All right.
All right.
Okay, you said that you'll explain this later, and then you went ahead and explained it.
That's fine.
It saves us
asking
time
probing
every
questions.
single time. You're good. So
Mm.
with that, you're able to, what you think, unlock it. What do you do?
I think I unlocked it. I'm going to try and open it.
All right. As soon as you open the door and start moving it inwards, the whole thing just collapses in front of you, going inwards. The top
Damn it,
hinge had
Kentic.
been was off, and so as soon as you got it to just be on the lower hinge, it wasn't strong enough to support the door, and it just kind of fell, and it would have jerked out of your hands and just kaboom. Unless you want to try to fight the door from falling.
Oh, no, I'd let it totally
Okay.
happen. I mean, I'm probably going to try and put it back up before the neighbors get suspicious again, but like as
So,
far as it falling,
Again,
I'm not getting in the way.
another loud thud, but you are now in the speaker's house, breaking and entering. What do you do?
I'm
Oh, is this
immediately
like-
going to look to the neighbors to see if they're like peeking again with lights on or something.
Give me a perception check.
So is this like an old door or like a trapped door?
Or someone knocked in.
It was a door that an elephant
Door.
man just kicked in.
Yes, I seem to recall that. Okay,
He
thank
was-
you.
Yeah, he was very close to being knocking it over. Honestly, if he would have put any pressure on it again, it would have fallen over. So, but the noise I think scared you guys away.
So we made some more noise.
Yes, you've made some more noise. So, you've broken in to the speaker's house, who's looking for thieves. What do you do?
Well, I was checking to see the neighbors.
The neighbors,
house.
yes. Perception check. With you're not really kind of noticing anything extra. Like again, it made a very loud booming noise. Nobody's on the street. You're kind of looking around at different windows. You do notice that the house across the street that you guys just kind of meandered over to a minute ago to see if they were there. I think maybe some people might still be over near there, but the lights haven't come on. You've definitely terrified who was ever in that house. But yeah.
So we took care of it. That's what she's saying. It's not a problem no more because we took care. Oh, that was
You're
was
fine.
me doing the whole question mark thing, and it did not.
You're good.
Okay. Okay. So I guess if I don't notice them, I'm gonna continue in and see if there's anything of, intelligence value in there.
Okay. So as you walk in, by the way, never mind. Anyways, so as you walk in,
That's not really fun. Like that's kind of scary when a DM says that.
well, the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't want to give anything away by kind of talking as friends right now, because you could put two and two together and it would ruin things. So I'm not gonna say anything, but either way, I'm loving the moment. So as
that's good.
So as you walk in, it's the speaker's home. It was a home built for the speaker, not necessarily Trovis. And so as you walk in, you're immediately kind of like entering a grand hallway, and off to your right is like a little like den study area, and off to your left is a large, I'm gonna say like banquet hall for lack of like idea of what this room really is. But there are like meeting tables. It's like a big meeting area. So he can hold conversations and townspeople here, and they can come and gripe, and it's not like your private residence. So
A big office, like a big office.
Yeah,
official
yeah,
kind of thing.
but it's a little bit more grand. Nothing over elaborate, but I mean it's nice. Like it's not.
A rich people office.
Yeah, but not like Southern office. Like you're looking at this and you're like, well, poor people trying to be nice, So
They have walls in this one.
exactly, yeah. It's like yeah. So, but all the other doors behind these two. So there's a hallway going forward, and it ends with a door. The study den area to the right is completely closed off. There's no other doors that you're seeing in there. And then the left, the big hall, like the grand ball area, at the back there's another door.
I think I'd want to check the study because that's where that's where you would end up writing that stuff down if you have like memoirs or notes you're trying to keep to yourself.
Okay. So what do you do?
I check that.
All right. So walking in, there's a big like desk area. There's a lot of bookshelves. But behind the desk, if you walk around, you're able to notice it's kind of like a standard desk. It's got like a drawer on each side, and then like big like filing cabinet drawers beneath them. Big grand wooden desk. A bunch of knickknacks and other stuff on top. No journals or anything like that.
I don't suppose any of you would be able to take one of these inner doors and mount it on for the exterior. Would you?
Why would we do that?
I go over and try to rip one of the doors off its hinges.
No, Kitik, no. Just look. Just take the door, buddy. That you kicked, that fell. You know, the one that fell. Prop it up. Just prop it up.
Kitik, do you listen or do you rip a door off?
I mean, I'm listening.
Okay.
Just like prop it up. You don't need to make it like stick. Just make it look like it hadn't been kicked in. You know what I mean?
I will do as Christoph instructs.
All
Like a
right.
battering ram. He's a battering ram, and I love him.
All right. So you now have put the door back in its hole with no hinges. It's just there.
Like stuck at a weird angle, just kind of smushed in there.
Yeah, it's just kind of smush in. Obviously, nothing square here, so you're able to kind of like shove it in. There's enough points of contact that it's holding, so the wind is stopped. So you are noticing that it's effectively working as plugging a hole. But what else do you guys do?
I would like to look around and see what areas of this place has been traversed the most. I can't imagine that a lot of people come here. So, and like perhaps Trovis only goes to like certain rooms or like paces around or whatever.
So here's my question. How are you going to go and determine that information?
I would think that perhaps there are more wear marks in certain areas where he just constantly takes like the same kind of route, or that like dust patterns and stuff like that.
Okay.
And
Like,
interior
perhaps-
design, like they would design the high traffic areas better. They're not savages. Just kidding. Which place has the mirror? Of course, that's what you do to make it look bigger.
Like perhaps like the ballroom, he doesn't ever go in there, or no one ever does, kind of thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll have more dust.
Give me an
whatever.
investigation check.
Alrighty.
Just hoping not a nervous cleaner.
Those
In
always
that-
throw you off.
In that same vein, is
Yeah.
there anywhere that lights a fire? Is there like a hearth?
Yes, there is a massive hearth in the ballroom area and a good sized one in the den. There are they candle sconces? Is that the word I'm looking for?
That
Yeah.
sounded right.
Yeah, so those
Yep.
are throughout the hall and in the ballroom. None are lit. In fact, the majority of them are even missing their candles.
Votives, if they're small. I've been
Votive.
watching a lot of interior design shows. It's a problem.
That's actually really funny. I do know what votives are. That's actually what I want for Christmas. I told my mom. I told my wife I want a votive burner, like a candle, and I want votives for my mom for all the different like scented candles. I worked at Yankee Candle for a couple of months.
Do people bite the candles like they bite the soap?
Dude, people are crazy about the candles, dude. They're fucking crazy. And no offense, as a straight white dude, I struggled working at Yankee Candle. My boss was like super flamboyant, was great at what he did, and me, I'm looking at all this shit, and I'm like, if my wife brought home half this shit I'm selling, I'd be pissed. But here I am trying to sell it up like, yes, buy this candle burner with a bunch of fucking snowmen on it. Like,
Yes,
absolutely,
it is normal
it's
for you to have 12
adorable.
of these in your house.
Yes,
12 of
exactly.
these is a normal, regular human number.
Yeah. Did you want to get the matching one as well? Did you want to get the matching burner wick cutter as well? Like, I struggled with it. But flirting with the girls was easy because I'd be like, come smell this one. It smells like Fruit Loops, doesn't it? Yeah, I picked up a good amount of numbers doing that. Anyways, no, it was a lemon one and it smelled like Fruit Loops. And it
You
was,
strike me as a
yes.
girl that likes cereal. Have this. This
Yes.
smells like blueberry.
yeah. Them some Lucky Charms right there, baby. And if
Oh
you
my
get
God.
lucky, you gonna get some Captain Crunch. Anyways, I was going through a tough time. I was getting divorced during that time. That was it's a weird era in my life. Anyways,
It'll cut up the roof of your mouth.
It ain't kid tested, but it's you approved. Sorry, I'm done.
so anyways, you're able to notice that that some of this candle. But to get to the investigation check real quick, Robbie, if you're fine with that, Haley, you are able to notice that there isn't any dust. So it's hard to kind of say. However, you did specify where, and there is a prominent wear going to the back of the hallway and to the door, and then also into the den. So it looks like those areas are used the most, but the gathering space isn't covered in, I'm sorry, I have the hiccups, isn't covered in dust.
Cool.
Did anybody else want to be doing anything? By the way, who's all inside?
I am.
Is anybody
Elijah is.
is anybody outside basically?
I am. Sven doesn't believe in breaking laws and stuff.
I'm not
so
getting into this mess.
Yeah.
I'll just stand guard outside.
Yeah, so you're the watch. The goody two shoes is always the
Yeah,
best
I
watch.
watched. I saw the whole thing happen. You should have seen it.
I love it.
I want to rifle through them drawers.
Okay. The top 2 drawers are locked. The bottom 2 are not.
Well, they're not gonna keep the things in unlocked drawers. Can I get in one of them bottom drawers? I mean, the top drawers.
You certainly can try. Are you going to try to lockpick it?
Thieves' tools. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to, and I'll even give that for you for both of them. You're able to get into both of them easily.
All right. What goodies do those have in them?
One has like jerky in it, so it's kind of like his little drawer of knickknacks and snacks. The other one, you find what I think you're looking for. You do find a journal of some sorts, a log.
All right. Well, I take just a ginger amount of snacks and start eating them, and then take the log and close both.
Okay.
And found it.
Give me a Constitution check.
He was right.
Actually, I'm
for that
sorry,
lock
a
up there.
Constitution save.
It's bad jerky, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is not. This is not like you take a bite of it and immediately realize you've put something in your mouth you should not have put in your mouth.
The fuck is wrong with these people out here? You just eat rotten garbage.
Do you swallow it?
Not if it's icky, no.
Okay, so you kind of spit it out. What do you do with
Like
it?
on the floor.
Okay, you put it on the floor. Okay, so you got a wad of partially chewed jerky now laying on the floor. Okay,
Yeah, it's what he deserves, keeping that in a drawer. Clean up.
just keeping the CSI like episode that we're gonna be doing next. Just keeping it all intact.
I would love to play as a group of adventurers going after a group of adventurers, being like, dang it, they got away this time.
They just spit it on the floor? What's wrong with you people?
These savages. As you were
Be right
just
back.
saying about this poor guy. So what else are you doing, sir?
I'm gonna signal the group that found this and start reading it. See if there's any pertinent information that will help us find this gentleman.
It's got about 100 pages in it total. What do you do? Do you start from the beginning, the middle, or the end?
The very end and work
Okay.
backwards.
As
But
you
I-
start going towards the end, you realize only about 70% of the book is actually filled. It is his personal notes. And since these are the things that he has most recent, you start seeing that you see the incident where he followed trails out into the wilderness. You see where he's written about the 3 different things, and he notes that they've happened on the eastern side of town. So whoever's doing this is either coming from the northeast or coming over the frozen lake. So those are kind of in the last pages of what you would be finding interesting. There's also other things, how he is really enjoying his spicy jerky made of like lizard leather from the south.
Made out of 100% natural lizard anus. It's delicious.
Yeah, so like you realize it's probably really, really old because it took a long time, even longer to get to him. But yeah, other little like personal notes, but nothing major. Just the biggest things are of the thief that's what he's thinking.
In the
Did you
eastern
say
side.
northeast or from the? Wait, what were the directions?
Yeah, he said because of all the robberies have happened on the east side of town, he believes that whoever's stealing is coming from because and that'll be the other things in the notes that you would have depicted that he doesn't think any of his good citizens would be stealing from fellow citizens. So he believes that someone outside of the town has to be doing this. And so he has been posting guard, watching areas going to and from the eastern side, which would be the northeast and the southeast over the lake.
From
Welcome back,
Christoph's
Sven.
perspective, it's more like it's less about it's not about catching the thief or whoever it is. It's trying to find him. So if he thinks it's in the east, he's probably staking out the east or the northeast or one of those two. So I'm gonna tell the group that.
All right, so yeah, you let everybody know, other than
Mhm.
Sten, because he's outside, freezing his butt off, but probably not really.
But see, that's what morals get you. Frostbite.
So, what do you guys want to do with that information that he just told you?
Well, the three went north, so perhaps we should go across the lake.
I'm good with that.
Does anybody object?
That sounds fine to me.
Crossing a frozen lake doesn't sound precarious at all.
As potentially one of the heaviest members, I am apprehensive about this plan. I think maybe if like east is one of the concerns in general, we should keep an eye out for things on the way there. But I mean, besides that, we don't really have any other clues.
We can take the trail to the south this time rather than up north.
And
When going back.
we don't have to find like what he's looking for. We have to find him and where he would be looking. So I don't think it'd be in that place. It
So
would be around that place.
probably by some shops by the east.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But we're not gonna make you cross a frozen lake, big buddy.
I mean, if it's the water's completely frozen because this place is cold as fuck, then that's yeah.
I didn't hear you because you didn't use your character voice, so you didn't say that.
Well, I wasn't saying that in character, so.
So, and to help you out, Robbie, your character would for sure know that over the last 2 years of constant frozen winter, unless you get to the center of the lake or where the center of the lake is not frozen, but the areas near shore and even like smaller lakes and ponds have completely frozen over, and you honestly probably have walked or traveled over lakes not even realizing it. So you would be less worried unless you saw water. Like if you saw water or stream, then your character would be like, But this area has pretty much since the last year really has been just completely frozen over. So you wouldn't worry about it too much.
Like so frozen.
Yes.
So frozen.
The lake is getting smaller and smaller.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
available fishing area.
Yes. Yeah. And in fact, Elijah, maybe even hearing this, you would even know that the majority of these people that are fishing these lakes still have to travel a long distance outside of town and walk it to get to the fishable areas unless they drill holes and the fish really aren't down there. So they are having to walk. There are no boats anymore. Most of the boats have been destroyed by the ice. including, if you remember them from the intro, even the docks have pretty much been destroyed by the last year's shifting ice. No longer shifting ice because it's pretty much frozen over.
Okay.
So just to give you what your character would know, because that is a good concern to think about. But it is an extreme frozen. All right. So what do you guys do? So we just have this information. Do you guys just leave the house? Is there any more exploration? Is there any more thievery that you guys want to do? What do you guys want to do?
Someone want to fix the door?
Yeah, somebody want to fix the door?
Is it
Can someone fix the door?
or is it like?
Well, I suppose. Does he have a? If that door is in there, somewhat secure, it's keeping the air out. So, does he have a back door we can actually unlock and still operable?
Nobody knows this information.
Well, let's find out. Let's go to the back and see if there's another door.
All right, so do you walk through the hallway?
Mhm.
All right. As you walk through the hallway, do you try to open the door?
Mhm.
All right, so you open the door. It's unlocked. You walk in. It's now a large hallway with several doors, but one door. There's still one at the very back end of the hallway.
I'm gonna try that one.
You approach that door. When you get to that door, would you inspect the door at all, or would you just walk up and just unlock it?
If I'm in a house that I don't own, I would definitely inspect it first.
All right, give me an inspection check. Or investigation, sorry.
Inspection check.
Yeah.
Inspect the inspection check.
It's still high enough to see what you needed to see. There are locks and bolts on the door. But you're on the side that locks and bolts.
Got a very backdoor vibe.
You would probably think so.
Okay. I would try to open it then.
Okay, so unlocking it, and you open it up, and sure enough, you're on a back porch
Okay.
with no stairs.
Okay.
So it's like a deck. Is that the correct word? Would it just be a deck? Is it a balcony? Balcony is probably the correct answer.
Balcony's a fancy deck.
Fancy deck. So that's really what it is. It's a balcony.
About how high up are we?
Yeah, only a few feet.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, minimal. 4 feet
I
at
will.
most.
Gingerly hop off and enjoy watching as my colleagues also do.
Okay, so the man who broke in is just jumped out and leaving you all behind.
Well, not like behind. I'm watching them.
Right, but now everyone has to figure out how they're getting out.
I would have kept up with Kristoff wherever he was going.
And then do you just make the jump as well?
Yep.
Okay.
Elijah will too.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't have to go back in there.
It'll be easy getting in.
We've unlocked the doors and then left one just stuck.
Well, yeah, yell up like, "Whoever's last, close it." Don't want to be rude.
So who's
Blackthorn's
last?
gonna hop.
Yeah, so alright, so Blackthorn and Elifiel.
I just kind of look at Blackthorn. Like, I don't even say anything, I just look at them.
I hop. I leave and I hop over the.
Wait, Elijah, have you left yet?
I would have probably hopped down after
Kedek?
Kedek. Yes.
I call him Kitty for short.
I'm
So
trying
now
to be
it's
in
you.
character.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out what would my character do. Character. Nah, yeah, just jump.
Okay.
Wouldn't
No,
be a
close
goody
the door.
two shoes about it.
So, Eric, at this point, I feel it's fine for me to give you the information that I was going to tell you earlier. So, I have made the comment that this game is very much going to be me, like, whose line is it anyways, improving. No way could I have prepared you guys breaking and entering into the speaker's house. Did I even think you would go to the speaker's house? No. So, yeah.
Really?
This is going to be the majority of the game, which I'm excited about, and that's what makes me nervous is
I'm a wild bitch. Let's have fun.
I'm going to be like nervous like oh god, that's what you guys are going to do. There's no way I'm going to be able to predict any of the things you guys do, especially with a lot of the quests I'm going to be giving you. If you choose some of them, I'm like, good god, help us all. So anyways, Illegal, did you say you closed the door behind you?
Nana would have. Yeah, I closed the door.
Okay. All right. So you guys
We're
hop
lucky.
around. You were on the back side of the house. What do you guys do?
Go back to the front.
Kick the door down just for measuring.
All right, Sten, you now see your new buddies and Elijah walking around the corner of the house, not going through the way that you saw them enter.
Man, I must be drunker than I thought. I thought you guys just went in the house.
We did. Don't try that door.
Yeah, that door is broken and has been wedged inside. So we use the rear door to vacate the premises.
Well, if we ever find this guy, we need to definitely compensate him for the door.
Yeah, you should do that.
All right, Jordan. Are you taking the lead again as well?
I guess so.
I didn't want to assume you did the last time. Like you just kind of like started walking. But does
Yeah.
anybody else want to like lead the way?
Elijah wouldn't.
Well, I'm drunk right now, so
I will.
Okay. So give me a second. I gotta delete that token. All right. And then I'm going to put you in charge. Just kind of show me the route in which you would be choosing to walk. And then if anybody is doing anything along the way or wants to have a conversation, please let me know now.
I would want, since we did talk about going south and trying to scope around, going down through here, and then over the bridge, which isn't a bridge, straight over the lake, and then try to check out this area over here.
Okay. Along that path, what do you guys do, if anything? Is everyone just kind of like walking along, just looking out? Obviously, you're going to be looking for him. But is anybody doing
Looking
anything
for him.
extra?
Calling out his name, and Elijah will be keeping a lookout for anybody that might be sleeping in the alleyways or in between houses or something.
Yeah, I would want to keep an eye out for any kind of strange lumps in the snow, or if there were kind of like divots, like someone had been standing in the snow for a time before the fresh had kind of fallen down.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. Can I get an a perception check from everybody that's kind of really doing what Jordan had just said or sorry, Blackthorn. I need to start getting used to calling you guys by your characters'
I
names
think
again.
like Chris
No,
would
just
end
call him
up.
Cody.
I know. He is forever Cody to me.
Chris would end up like this is the first time we've been in this town, so it'd be more along the lines of like really looking at everything and seeing what it's like. Is that
Okay.
similar to that, or is that a different thing?
I mean, in a way,
'Cause you're still looking intently. It's just
you are looking intently,
rough
but
for
you're
some
looking for something different. Yeah.
I am looking for if there's like
I'm
if
not
anybody
looking
is
for shit.
if anybody's been like watching us, if I can see a person in a window or like any signs of another person. That's
Okay. All right. So kind of going through, was there anything else that anybody's looking for in particular? I know I got Chris looking for something. I got Kedek looking for something in particular. Anybody else looking for anything other than Travis or Trovas? No? Okay.
Nope.
So, Chris, even yes, you did roll a 3, but you are able to notice different little intricacies about this town. You know, it does have a weird, eerie vibe to it. It is dark, as it's always been for you, here in Icewind Dale, but it's not that it's not welcoming. It's just everyone's kept to themselves. You know, no one's out talking, no one's out walking. You kind of get the vibe that it's go to work, come home. You know,
Frozen path of advanced stage capitalism.
pretty much. It's
Yes.
it's very barren and just sad and depressing. There's just no life. You're not hearing music. You're seeing smoke. It's very, if I was to kind of describe it in my opinion, what it would be like, it's like very much like in my head what I view the Depression era. It's very gray and gloomy and smoky. Not a lot of smiling faces if you saw any. Which now, thinking back to it, the barkeep Glenn is eerily happy and comforting and nice, where you didn't pick up on it maybe at first, but now after kind of seeing the town and the gloominess, that like he kind of does not fit the theme of the settlement. Robbie, Kedek, can you explain to me again what you were looking for?
just any signs of life, like another
Oh.
person.
Maybe one, maybe two of the houses, you would see that they would have their shutters open. A lot of the houses have moved their shutters from the outdoors to the indoors. They're trying to keep the heat in a little bit more, is what you could kind of assume with that. And so very few are open. And if they're open, you're able to kind of see life inside a little bit, but not much. Again,
And-
it's very, very shut in, not gloomy, but like it's just it's not the suburbs, people out talking with one another, raking leaves, mowing the grass, waving, having conversation with their neighbors. It's everyone's just indoors.
I can see any sign of life. I'm going and knocking on their door.
Okay. So one of the doors that you're able to see, with signs of life, you go knock.
Mhm.
An elderly woman, a human, opens the door. Not opens the door, but like cracks the door ever so slightly. Does not make eye contact with you whatsoever. When you see her face, she's just looking down. May I help you?
Old woman, we find speaker. Yes, you help?
Huh?
Old woman!
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. My friend here is trying to help us find the speaker, and we were wondering if you had any idea where they may be.
Tribe's member goes missing. Tribe go look.
Ketik. talk through.
Why does no one come out and help? This is not right.
This is not tribe. Let's
The moment no one helps, the door closes and the shutters close.
All right. Walk over to the middle of the street and like throw my hands out and go, "This is not tribe."
It's wonder these people are not all dead.
Yet here we are.
Anybody else doing us along the way? Rabbi or Kedek, did you have anything else?
I mean, if I saw anything else, I was gonna go knock on the door.
Okay. I did say 2, so there's another door you can go knock on.
Yep.
This one, a shield dork, a shield dork, a shield dwarf. Maybe I've had too many drinks. A shield dwarf answers the phone. Answers the door. This time he kind of swings the door open. And he just kind of like stumbles. And then he looks up at you and he kind of stumbles some more. What are you?
I am Ketek.
He's still just kind of like looking at you.
Your speaker is missing. You come help, yes?
You can't hear me?
No. Tribe speaker missing. You. Come help.
My speaker?
I look to the rest of the group. Is leader? Is speaker?
I'm standing in the street going, "No tribe here."
Provis.
He just kind of looks as like, oh, Dwarvis. He's a much better drinker than I am. You need help? Alright. I'll help. And he just kind of like stumbles back, kind of like leans over, grabs like a giant like wear blanket, puts it over him, and just kind of like stumbles out the door and closes it behind him.
Is he wearing anything?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Like he's got like boots on. Like the houses really don't get too warm here, so people are kind of fully dressed all the time. So he put on a big like jacket, like blanket, hovered it over him, and he's now stumbling down his porch.
Okay.
And he's
Hey, Ro-
he's now walking with you. You have a drunk shield dwarf walking with you.
It's good. Tribe come together.
Congratulations, Kedek, you just killed a man.
All right.
If tribe.
He just keeps looking at you like, and then he sees Sten and he looks at Sten and looks at you. He just looks at you. He's like, I've never seen a hairy one of them. I guess they do get pretty hairy. If I was told they don't get hairy. And he just keeps walking. Clearly thinking you are what Sten is. All right.
Little man is drunk. I regret decision.
Yeah, you regret decision? Like, you regret decision, right? So maybe stop doing it.
All right. So at this point, you guys have now reached the southernmost pier. When you guys get to it, you're able to look out. Nobody has a less than 10 passive perception, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So everyone's able to clearly see that the dock is raised above the ice, and a lot of the dock is unstable or broken. So crossing it isn't advised. So it would make more sense to kind of go down the bank to the shore, to the frozen ice, and start walking. Does anybody else do anything other than that?
Not with our big friends, no.
I'd be making sure to put on, what is it, the crampons or whatever, so
Put
I'm
your-
not going to be sliding on
Put
the
your
frozen lake.
crampons on.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm cramping up.
Yeah.
Same.
Anybody with like ice materials to be able to cross, you guys can gear up easily. You start walking. Can anybody with a 12 perception or higher? Anybody?
Yeah.
Elijah.
You hear a loud thud.
Uh-oh. Did someone fall?
Yes, the shield dwarf that's drunk just face palm into the ground, just completely boom. He's kind of like staggering to get up. Forget.
Chris is gonna walk up to him and like smack him in the face real gently and look him in the eyes like, look at me. Go home.
Yeah, I'll go get my crampons. I'll be
No,
right.
go
I'll be right back.
home. No, just stay there. Just and I'm gonna put his finger over to his lips. Go home. Stay there.
He just kind of looks, his eyes roll to the back of his head. He doesn't say anything. He just turns around and starts walking.
Well, there you go.
All right. So as you guys start walking across the lake, Alefiel, am I butchering it still?
No.
Okay. Yell at me anytime I do, because I'm trying to do my best. I gotta learn. Alefiel, when you were the first to notice underneath the dock, there appears to be something of a lump, something that not is naturally going to be underneath a dock.
Immediately just gonna go for it.
Okay.
Just gonna walk up to it.
All right. So everyone else, as you start approaching, Blackthorn, you start noticing it. Then Sten, you start noticing it. It's clearly a person laying underneath the dock with a decent amount of snow piled up on him.
Oh, hello. Can wake up, Mr. or Mrs. or whoever you are.
Person.
Are you speaking it? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm speaking to whatever.
Okay. You're okay. You're just using words.
Yeah,
You're getting no response.
like not even movement or anything.
Not movement, nothing.
I want to kind of brush some snow off.
Okay. So you start brushing snow off, you start noticing movement. And then you notice that this silver dragonborn opens its eyes, startled, looking at you, has a bottle of like beer, like a beer bottle in its hand, smacks it, shoves it in your face. What are you doing? Who are you?
Oh, I'm here to wake you up.
Who sent you?
This really nice human lady. Her name was Anitas.
Oh,
Yeah. How are you?
he's kind of looking around now, seeing the whole posse of you all behind him or in front of him.
The thieves broke your door.
What?
They broke your door.
I will step up and go, no, I broke door.
Okay, well, never mind. That
What?
might have been an accident.
He's so confused. What? The thieves? Door? What door?
No door. You're having hypothermia. It's fine. You'll be fine when you warm up.
He's starting to kind of like get up. Clearly kind of hungover, just kind of like wiping his face. Trying to like come to. He's just looking at you guys. Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Trovis, the town speaker, and he says it kind of very proudly.
Ah, good. You put whole village at risk. Whole tribe at risk.
No, what? I'm here looking for the thieves. I'm protecting my village.
You weren't looking very well with your eyes closed.
Did you find them at the bottom of that bottle? I was curious because you really went for a deep dive, didn't you?
Got a little dark last night.
It's
always
like,
dark.
Always dark, yeah.
Typically at night.
You all bring up a very, very good points. Say, you all look like you could use a drink.
We could. That's why we're here.
Excellent. Why don't I buy you each a half pint of ale from the hook, line, and sinker?
That's wonderful, you
pints are
cheap
free.
bastard.
They're closed.
Well, they'll be open when we bring him back, and you're not doing a half pint, you cheap bastard. You know damn well your life is worth more than a half pint each.
Very well, very well. Give me a
Yes.
persuasion.
Owner went north.
All right. How about a pint? And let me see if I could talk the sisters into giving you a free night stay at the Northern Light, because by the looks of it, he's pointing to like all 6 of you. None of you are from around here. And I
Do
might
we have to
have
share
a
room?
task for you. That's depending on if the sisters have multiple rooms or not. It's whatever they have available.
Well, then that depends on whether we take the deal, but how about we put that in the maybe pile and go find out?
He's just looking at you like baffled. What deal? I didn't ask for this. You woke me up.
In the snow.
That's fine. Always
Look,
fine.
here's how my day started. I went to a tavern, I was drinking, it was great. Here's how my day ended. I stopped drinking at the tavern because you disappeared, and now I'm here finding your ass. So we can get back to that tavern. I'll be happy either way, and maybe a free night stay is not a bad deal.
He's just like, kind of like starts grabbing his head. I need a drink.
So since I
It
can
just
tell he's
starts
obviously
walking.
hungover, I go really close to him and I like lean into his ear like I'm gonna whisper, and then I yell very loudly, "I'm having a bad day."
He's kind of looks at you puzzled and just keeps walking. Like he's like doesn't even know what to do with you at this point.
I'll follow.
Does anybody else do anything?
Yeah. Follow.
Follow.
If he's good, I'm going actually the opposite direction and trying to find that dwarf.
Do they have me
I'll
bet?
fucking go with him.
Absolutely. Real quick. I think I hear my wife's not home. I think I hear my 3-year-old screaming bloody murder 2 floors
Okay.
up. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check on him.
All right.
Buggy.
I didn't realize we just left the dwarf laying on the ice.
I thought we told him to go home.
Right, well, you tell a drunk person to go home.
I have.
I'm that drug person.
Exactly what he's. That's exactly
been
what
on
he
both-
did.
I've been on both sides of that aisle, Robbie.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I've made it home drunk too, and it's been great. From downtown Denver too.
There's been some times where it's just like, how the fuck did I get home?
I know. Remember when that cabbie touched me? That was fucked up. But that was a good walk.
Yeah, Eric called me in the middle of the night saying that a cab driver tried to feel him up.
So on the way back from tracks, and yeah, ended up having to walk through downtown Denver on my way home, all the way. And we don't live in downtown Denver; we live on the suburbs of it. And I had to walk all the way to the house without a shirt. That was fun. That was a good time, though. I mean, I was drunk as piss, so it wasn't really all that bad.
It's all right. It's fine. Alright, so let me see if I've got everybody's names down. Is Blackthorn, Elijah, Sten, and Elifiel?
Leafiel.
Elifiel.
Leaf feel.
A leaf feel.
I'm just gonna remember Leaf.
Well, that's a good part to remember, and then you leaf and feel.
Feel the leaf.
You feel the leaf on the breeze.
Leaf on the wind.
Got it from a Turkish name, and then I changed it and made it like Elven. So I like eel at the end. So
Nice.
because that sounds elvish, elvish enough.
Mm.
I started out with a Russian word, and then I changed it to an Inuit one, and it means the last sounds or noises that an animal makes as it's dying. I was
Oh
just
my
like,
god!
Right? I was like, holy shit. When I heard him,
Ooh.
like, my hair started growing over my face and my fingernails turned black when I heard him say that. And it's like, wow, holy shit.
Beautiful. In Turkish, elif means like skinny or lanky. I'm like, yeah, that fits my character.
Thank you, Elf.
I just picked Elijah because it sounded like it was a religious name.
Yeah, I just picked Christoph because I was fucking with Aaron.
Like that's such a simple name. Like it's not that complicated.
But it's got,
But
like, a
like,
line
so
with
many
there's a
times.
line through the O and shit. It's
Oh, okay.
What? You guys are making fun of me?
No,
I was saying I
not at
picked
all.
my
No
name
way.
to fuck with you.
Oh, jackass. So I was correct.
Never mess with you.
So as most interactions with a 3-year-old go, it was both funny. They were both funny and sad at the exact same time.
Okay.
Yeah, he was screaming bloody murder because he couldn't open the door, but he accused me that I locked him in the door. So I got out there. I was like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "You locked me in Mommy's room." I was like, "I didn't lock the door." I was like, "Why are you so upset?" He goes, "You locked me in there." I was like, "I didn't." I was like, "You just had to open the door." He goes, "I couldn't because you locked me in the Mommy's room." Oh my god, no, I didn't. So he thought he got locked in the room, and he was so upset. So he's fine. So he's up there drinking his milk.
And now he's free.
So I think everyone's kind of heading back to the hook, line, and sinker, but Kedek is heading back to find the shield dwarf.
I'm going with him if he's going that way.
I figured as much. Didn't want to speak for you. Is everybody else following? Who is each of you following?
I have to follow Kedek now.
The three are going that way, and I'm going with the Dragonborn. At least walking, I guess.
Okay, so
back
you're
to
going with the
We're
Dragonborn.
splitting the party.
Yep.
Right out the
God,
gate.
Session 1. Awesome.
Section.
Jordan, who are you following?
I'll be following the Dragonborn.
Okay, and Sten.
Going to follow the Dragonborn, make sure he gets home safely.
Good, even Stevens. Okay.
It's split, even split.
So, So I'm going to try to do this quickly, just because of time, and I'm going to respect Haley.
Thanks.
Kedek and party, you guys are able to follow, and you guys see as you get up over the hill, you're able to notice that the shield dwarf is stumbling up his home, his correct home, and walking inside. Do you guys do anything else other than that?
If he is getting safe home, I'm going back to fix the door.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just want a drink. All right.
You followed the wrong one.
I did, but I knowingly followed the wrong one, and I'm going to continue to do it.
All right.
You gotta be responsible.
So how do you want to
well,
fix the door?
How do you, Elephant Man? How do you want to fix the big broke door you kicked in?
However he wants to fix it, I want to help. Like, very intently. I want
Spit
to
on the sides and see if that'll glue it in.
How exactly is it broken again?
The hinges have come off.
Have come off. Are like screws and stuff still present?
It would be nailed.
Nails.
Yeah, it would be nailed. They're
In
present.
the area.
They're in the area because they've fallen, and so most of them are actually outside because they would have been on the outside of the hinge. But right, I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna say. I'm tired and drunk. But they're outside, and you're able to see them. But the holes that the nails were previously in are unusable. Like, you can't just nail them back in to make them work. So there's going to be some finessing, some effort, some trying. I don't know what check that would be, but I think between the two of you, with some decent amount of time, 10, 20 minutes or whatever, you guys would be able to get it in.
Okay.
But his door is fixed. It works, but it definitely looks tampered with.
As long as it's fixed. If it functions as a door, that's all I care about.
Okay. And then
Can we go get beers now?
Are you still with us?
Yeah.
I'm not leaving you. I'm just reluctantly here.
He's sitting on the front porch, like tapping his arms, tapping his feet, like, seriously, let's go. Seriously, it's fine. It half opens. It's good. He's not even that big of a guy. Like,
That's exactly how I am.
So, but you guys are able to get it, and then you guys head over. As you guys are heading back over, you notice and you guys see the three. You see Glenn, you see Jarthra, 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 the dwarf, and Anetis.
Before we get there,
Yeah.
Can I have like a little role play moment
Absolutely, please.
with Eddick? So like as we're trying to like get the nails back in and like fix this all up, Leafiel is just gonna be like, yes, this is how Oma would show me. Yes, this is how we do it. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Are we even?
Even for what?
Fur.
Hello?
The fur? Sorry.
Oh, fur?
Fur.
These fur I give?
Yes.
Oh,
Are we even? Are we good?
Your fucking beer.
Kedek is just very confused and doesn't know what to say. It's just like, you never owed anything.
No, like I suppose as we're walking, so that way Chris can get alcohol. We're just having this like discussion of like, no, you don't freely give. No, I owe you something.
No, I give.
And we go, no,
No,
you don't.
I give.
No.
I give.
Like it's just back and forth.
Oh my god, here's something I don't give, and that's a shit. Let's go.
Tribe work together, tribes survive. I give.
And that's at this point when Glenn will say, what happened to the other three?
They found Dragonborn. They are at the tavern.
Oh,
Wait, who's Glenn?
Glenn is the tavern keep.
Oh, I thought they got back there before us. The rest of them.
No, so the other the four of them dead. So Elijah, Sten, and Blackthorn, and Tarvis, but the other search party was still out. So they're now walking back, looking, and they're running into you, identifying that there's only 3 of you. So they're a little confused because they have no idea why. So Aleithiel answered, yeah.
I walk up to Glenn. I grab him right on the shoulders. I look him dead in the eyes, and I was like, I have been in the stupidest conversation I will ever be in my life, and all I want is an ale. We found the Dragonborn. We're good. Give me beer.
Excellent. And that's the sinker. Let's go have it. And so you guys head back, and you all go in, and that's where we will end tonight's session. Is everyone's having a nice drink. Trovis is very thankful, as well as everyone else, all the different shopkeepers and everyone that you've met thus far.
We love it.
The rest of them are fucking shut-ins and like weirdos.
What the fuck did you want? I'm trying to have a conversation with my husband, and you just kick down my fucking door. It's cold outside. What? I remember chocolate.
But I do. It's funny. So a couple things came from tonight that I absolutely loved. One, I have to get to know your guys' characters and the obviously there's just gonna be shenanigans. It's D&D, but like I had so much planned for tonight. I'm like, I probably don't have to plan for like 3 more weeks because you guys are crazy. So.
Yeah.
But that was excellent. I really appreciated it. Give me a second and I will be right back. Alrighty. So with that, I'm going to end the stream tonight, guys. If you are new around here and you liked what you saw, please give me a follow. If you liked it, if you really liked it, tell a friend. And with that, I'm going to go